Monday. I've already done this once, but it came out really terribly, so I'm doing it again. Day 1 of the reading rush. Monday morning. And I'm gonna get started reading Holes very soon. This will fulfill a book that I have read a movie or watched a movie based on already. And genre I don't read that often because it's contemporary. And it's got this blue on it that's kind of similar to a sapphire, dark blue color. The picture online had a stripe of blue that was much closer, but this will have to do. Okay, so this is really not the best place. I was gonna let you guys watch me prepare my breakfast, but there we go. Okay, sorry I ended that last clip very abruptly. My roommate came into the kitchen and he doesn't know I do YouTube and I panicked. Anyway, I've started Holes. I'm not very far into it. I just started it. So far it's basically the same as the movie, but other than the fact that Shia LaBeouf does not fit the description of the character, but other than that it's basically the same as the movie. Can't wait to get into all the kissing Kate Barlow things. Anyway, don't have that much time to update. I have class again soon, but just wanted to officially show you guys that I am deleting Goodreads from my phone. I've actually been using Storygraph for a while because somebody posted on Twitter some pictures of some of the stats it does for you, which are just insanely cool, and how they recommend things based on your actual reading taste and not just, hey, this book you like is on this shelf and somebody put this book on this shelf, so clearly you're gonna like this other book. Anyway, so I've been using Storygraph for a while, but I've only just officially switched completely from using Goodreads. So that's good. Alright, I will try to update you at least one more today. So working my way through Holes. Yeah, far is about 5%, which is about where I want to be, or 10%, 20%, whatever, it's about a fifth of the way through. I'm trying to finish it before Friday, hopefully, but who knows. But I'm gonna stop for the night and read some of my book in German. So far, like I said, it's basically still the same as the movie. There's some stuff that's been a little bit different, like the Madame Zeroni thing. There was a little more detail in it. But yeah, so far it's basically the same, which is always kind of disappointing to me when I've already seen the movie. But I'll try to update you tomorrow. Maybe not as often until I finish this because my life is boring, but good night. It's almost 6 o'clock in the evening. I just finished classes for the day. I haven't read a word of Holes, or any other book for that matter. I haven't done any of the schoolwork I wanted to do. I've done like 1 page of the 8 pages I need to do. So it's been a pretty useless day overall, but I'm gonna make dinner, so I guess I'll read a little bit while the oven preheats and things cook. What I have done today is watch the movie Holes, so guess that counts for something. it's starting to get to those little bits and pieces that are different from the movie. I just rewatched the movie today, which might have been a mistake. But like there's more detail in the book, which is pretty normal. Things are spread out a little more. Like Stanley just had another scene of writing to his mom, whereas in the movie I think there's only the one. So you start to kind of see the progression, whatever you want to call it, of Stanley's character a little more in the book, which is good. But the problem with good, faithful adaptations is the books just don't add that much. Stanley was thankful that there were no racial problems. X-Ray, Armpit, and Zero were black. He, Squid, and Zigzag were white. Magnet was Hispanic. On the lake, they were all the same reddish-brown color, the color of dirt. Just want to say this video has been recommended to me on YouTube for a while and I haven't watched it because I was waiting to read the book, but I watched the movie today, so I decided to watch this, and it was freaking great. So if I don't leave a link in the description of this video, please remind me in the comments so you can find this, because it was so good. Because it kind of covers some of the thoughts I've already been having, but also maybe because I already saw the video recommended. Also, there might be some weird changes to my phone, or to the video footage as we go. I'm going to try to do stuff to try to improve the quality, but we'll see what I can do. Okay, good night, guys. Good morning. I'm going to bring you in close so I don't have to talk too loud. Nothing really to update you on. After I said goodnight, all I did was watch Jenny Nichols' video on BronyCon. It's some really interesting parallels to Jordan Con and the Wheel of Time fandom that I'm not entirely sure I'm comfortable with. But only good things, so like... Anyway. I, didn't realize until watching everybody else's vlogs, daily vlogs from yesterday, that there are challenges to do with these. So I'm going to do the like make a cup of tea, show us making tea challenge. It's not exciting. So here. This is where I keep all my teas. They're sorted by type. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my black tea box because it's early. I want to get some work done today. So this is like black teas, chai teas, some other teas, black tea. So I'm gonna pick out one. Hopefully, let's go with this one. Raspberry lychee love. So, turn you back to me because my kitchen's a mess. I just have a kettle I turn on. It's usually full of at least a little water. If you've been wondering why I have such a variety of tea, it's because I'm subscribed to Subscribe. My real hope is to one day be sponsored, but that doesn't seem likely to ever happen. But I could just start giving you guys discount codes. I'll leave a link to subscribe if you want to. It just gives me, I'm not like sponsored or anything, but it'll give me like points or something. It's like a share with friends kind of thing. I don't actually measure my tea out. I just guesstimate. This one also doesn't have the directions on it, and I don't feel like getting the little card. So I'm gonna go with the assumption that it should be about a teaspoon. Honestly, this tea doesn't need to be terribly strong. I have another electric kettle that actually lets me pick the temperatures, but that is currently in storage at my parents' house. But I prefer that one because most teas have an ideal temperature they should be brewed at, and it's generally not just boiling, because that will scald a lot of teas and they end up really bitter rather than actually good. So you just kind of wait till the kettle's doing this and it's not even boiling, and I'll feel it. Because, in all honesty, steeping it at a lower temperature won't do anything other than maybe make it get too not as hot as I would like to drink it at. Anyway, that's it. That was a cup of tea. I'm gonna go get some work done this morning because I work really efficiently in the morning, and once it's the afternoon I'm useless. So I'm gonna try to get an essay out before I have class. Alright guys, I'm gonna go for the night. It's almost 10 o'clock. I read this far in the holes today. I don't know, I might be able to finish it tomorrow, especially because I got ahead on my work tonight. Kind of met up for a study session and got my homework done a little more than I expected to. So I might actually be able to finish this tomorrow, and I might read some more tonight. I don't know. I don't want to give spoilers about where I am. It's still basically the same as the movie. Like, I hate advocating for if you've seen the movie, don't read the book. But so far this isn't adding that much. It does. No, I can't even say it does that. The only thing I could say it does, because it goes a little slower, you get kind of the regression of Stanley Moore, which I've already mentioned. And like his relationship with Zero gets better. Hector. Shouldn't call him Zero. His relationship with Hector gets built up a little more. It's also more violent. Like, there's a scene where somebody, like, attacks. I mean, there's a scene where they fight Stanley in the movie, but there's a scene where somebody, like, actually, like, hurts him. It's a little more violent than the movie. And Kate's story is a little different in this, but not drastically. Just, nah. I'll wait till it's finished, because there still feels like there's an awful lot left for how much of the movie is left at this point in the story. So maybe it'll do something interesting in the end. But I'm gonna read a little bit of this for the night. I try to read a little bit of this at least every other day, just to keep up my practice. So I'm gonna read some of this tonight, and then maybe I'll go back to holes before bed. All right. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow. It's 6:15 in the evening, and I have not updated you once today because I am the worst at vlogging. But it's okay, because I also haven't read anything because I'm the worst at readathons. But it's actually, you know what, it's fine. It's good. I basically took the head start I already had on work that I'd gotten and just decided to maintain it by working ahead on the next thing I needed to do. So, you know, responsibility or something. But now I'm done for the night, so I'm gonna get myself some dinner, watch Books and Lala's Day 3 reading vlog, and maybe bang out the last 80 pages of this. We'll see. So in a disappointing turn of events, I did not finish this last night, but there's really only like 3 pages left, so I'm gonna power through it right now while listening to Taylor Swift's new secret album she dropped last night. We got puns. That was cute. I'll update you in a little bit. I gotta work on some work stuff. Get last assignment done. Alright, I got 10 minutes. I can take a break and talk to you guys. It's basically the same thing I was saying the whole time. It's basically the same as the movie. If you've seen the movie before, unfortunately, I'm not sure it's worth the read. If you haven't seen the movie, though, I highly recommend reading this and then watching the movie because they're both really good. Yeah, the ending was a little bit different. I thought it was a little cute. There was a little bit of a weird moment where Sweet Feet's wife made a weird pass at Stanley. Anyway, I don't want to go into spoilers, so I don't have really much more to say besides that. It's a 3.5. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with 3 or 4 overall, but 3.5 star read. And next, over on my shelf, I'm not going to grab it right now, I'm going to start in on Frankenstein, which takes place on a continent that's not my own, and it was the first book I touched, although I wasn't really planning on that. It's also a book I've seen adaptations of. So, alright, I'll check in with you guys later today. Bye. I have made myself a cup of tea, and I've drawn myself a bath. Nice and bubbly. So I can sit and relax. This is like the 3rd bath I've had in this vlog alone, but it's finals week. I need it. I just turned in my last final like an hour ago. It's so relieving. And I think I'm gonna take a bath, get started on Frankenstein, maybe do a face mask afterwards. And I'll update you in, I don't know, let's get at least an hour of reading in first, alright? Kinda hate the sheet masks. I feel like I can never get them right on my face. So I've started Frankenstein. I'm not very far in it. And half of that is author's notes. Because, yeah, if you don't know, Percy Shelley, Mary Shelley's husband, wrote the original foreword for this because nobody would publish it if he didn't. And then sometime later, Mary Shelley wrote her own comment or author's note. So that's half of what I've already read, and then the other half has been like the letters setting up the story, because this opens with this man who's sailing to the North Pole in order to do research, and he's writing letters home to his sister when he comes across a mysterious man who wants to tell him a story to warn him about letting his passions overrule his judgment. You know, editing this clip, I'm gonna hate myself. I look ridiculous. Anyway, if all y'all in the comments want to tell me how to put one of these on properly, that'd be great, because honestly, I prefer the mud masks. They're more fun, and I feel like I actually do what I'm supposed to with those. But in any case, I'm gonna get buckled down and do a little bit more reading before dinner. This is such a first child account that it hurts. because as much as they were attached to each other, they seemed to draw inexhaustible stores of affection from the very mine of love they bestow them upon me. My mother's tender caresses and my father's smile of benevolent pleasure while regarding me are my first recollections. It was their plaything and their idol and something better, their child, the innocent and helpless creature bestowed on them by heaven, whom to bring up to good, and whose future lot was in their hands to direct to happiness or misery according to as they fulfilled their duties toward me. Like, only a first child could get that kind of love and affection and attention from their parents. You can't just go into a poor family's home and be like, I want your kid. I don't want to interrupt my reading too much to talk to you guys, but parents just brought home an orphan girl, and he's immediately uncomfortably possessive of her. Yeah, that ain't it, Chief. Alright, I'm gonna take a break there because I want to check the Reading Rush Instagram to see if they've posted another little daily thing. It's really interesting. I'm finding it easier to get into the voice of this than I ever have with any of Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility. This has been easier for me to understand. And that's definitely interesting to me. Let's see if there's another little Instagram thing. I'll show you what I do. I was looking up a word earlier. I don't understand Instagram. I know there's ways people share stories or like take a story and make it their own. I don't know how to do that. See, like here's this one. All I do is screenshot it and then I put it on my own story. But I feel like there should be a better way to do that. Yes, alright. Let's do this together. Let's see if I can get you so you can see my screen, or if I'm gonna have to try to screen record this. Alright, Reading Rush bingo. Stuck to your TBR pile? Check. Oh, I don't like that. Let's pick up this blue color and make this thinner. Okay. Stuck to your TBR pile? Check. Took off the dust jacket to read better.
Everything I've read has been paperback. Website? No, I didn't know I could do that. I should do that. Joined another form? No. Regretted one of your TV books? Not yet. Stayed up really late reading? No. Finished more than 4 books? Absolutely not. Took a break to do something other than reading. Listened to an audiobook? Not for this. Completed 3 challenges? Yes. Shared your TBR pile online? Read a 5-star book? Nope. Space. Completed 9 challenges into 1 book? Not go on. Participated in the tourist sprint? Nope. DNF the book? Nope. Participated in a live reading? Had Rob in a meal? Completed all of the reading? No. Finished less than 4 books? Made a new friend? Tried to convince no. Recommended a book to someone? I actually did do that. Completed 1 challenge? Joined in on the book club? There you go. No bingo, but it's okay.
Alright, dinner time. Don't have anything of real import to update because I read like 2 more pages after I finished eating. But it's D&D night. You don't understand how excited I am about this. I love D&D and we've been off for like 2 weeks because life. So psyched. Also, if you're not playing D&D, it's 8 o'clock, so I really hope you're starting to tune into the Twatcast 24-hour podathon, or whatever they're calling it. If the charity's still open, I'll leave a link below to donate, but I think it'll probably be closed by now, but if it's there. Good morning, everyone. Don't have a lot of time, so here's watching Talk Around Reload on the Charity of Time stream from by Twatcast. I mentioned it a couple times. Again, if the donation link is still live, I'll have that in the description of this video. But I'm about to jump on with Ben to in 20 minutes, Ben and I are getting on for our hour block. So I'm getting excited for that, trying to get hyped up and prepped for that. Also listening to Taylor Swift's new album because it's so good. Thinking, I know I have nothing to do with music on my channel, but if I may for a moment, I stopped listening to Taylor Swift about the time Reputation came out because everybody else said to stop listening to Taylor Swift, and I regret that. I was a fan of Taylor Swift from the beginning. I had her first album. I liked her when she still sang country. And this album has just brought me back to that, because this is like, it sounds like her old sound, but with everything she's learned since then, and I love it. So I think I might do a Taylor Swift song ranking video, or there will just be everything from Bad Reputation and Lover will go in. I haven't listened yet. Might do that. Sounds like it might be fun. For me, it's morning. It's morning time-wise, but for Ben, it's right before bed. I'm bringing Daniel in, so. Oh boy, it is humid. It's humid out. Hopefully the screen is fogged up and not the lens, but I'm out camping for the week. So it's time to start The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. This will fulfill book that starts with and a book read outside of my house because I'm camping. If I can finish it in the next 36 hours, I think I can manage it. But also, oh yeah, my lens is fogging up. It is so humid out here. Anyway, if I finish this, this will also takes place on a continent I don't live on. So I'll do that. So the only thing I'll have missed if I don't finish Frankenstein is a book I touched first, which is okay because I wasn't really planning on trying to fulfill that one anyway. So I'm going to hopefully, this is relatively short. I feel like I can get through it quick. And I'm going to go, one, because my lens is fogging up because of the humidity, and also because my camera battery is pretty low because I recorded a bunch this morning and forgot to charge, so. I'm not going to get to update you too much today. It's the last day. I'm definitely going to finish The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I'm well over halfway through it, and I hate to say this, but I'm really not liking it. So if you don't know what this book is about, it's about a young boy who comes home from school one day, and his maid is packing up all of his things because his mom tells them his dad got a big promotion and they have to move. And if you don't know what this book is about, I want you to go in thinking that's what it's about. Because that is what it's about. It is. Here is my problem with it. And if you haven't read this book and you want to go into it not knowing a lot, I would really recommend it because I think you'd enjoy it a lot more than I am now. So skip to the time because I want to rant about something about this book. So this book, again, skip, last warning, okay. This book is about, like, World War II Germany, and the boy's father ends up getting put in charge of Auschwitz, and the boy has to move. But the boy doesn't know any of this, and that's fine. I think that's a really great premise, and I think it's got a lot going for it, potentially, and I think the idea is that, like, a kid reading this doesn't necessarily know that's what's happening, and then it slowly builds, and it's supposed to be, like, heartbreaking when you realize what's happening. But I have two problems with it. One is that the boy mispronounces words that he shouldn't mispronounce. Like, Hitler went by der Führer. That's just a German word. It's not like some fancy title he made up. It's just a German word. So a German boy would know that word and wouldn't mispronounce it. But throughout the book, he calls the leader the Fury. He just says the Fury all the time. And that, like, annoyed me. And then it keeps going. Like, when they moved to Auschwitz, he and his 12-year-old sister, who is definitely old enough to not be mispronouncing words, call it out with. And it's like, I don't know, maybe the word Auschwitz for a 9-year-old might be hard to say and he might mispronounce it. But he wouldn't mispronounce it as two English words. He might say, like, Auschwitz or I don't know. He might Auschwitz or something different, like, but he wouldn't mispronounce it as English. So that's really, really making it hard for me to overcome that and, like, immerse myself in it because it really is annoying me. That kind of mistake is being made. I also just think they're making, especially his 12-year-old sister, way more naive than she should be. A 9-year-old maybe wouldn't be aware of what's going on, but I really can't help but believe that a 12-year-old would be a little more aware. And then the other thing is anytime something bad does happen, it doesn't tell you. So this is spoilers for like middle of the book, so like if you're still here because you already knew the premise of the book, whatever, I would definitely suggest skipping now if you're still interested in reading it. Like there's a cook there's a guy that works for him that he's their chef and their waiter. He like comes and peels vegetables and then serves them at their table. And it's very clear that he's a Jewish man. The boy, at one point, he talks to the maid about him because the guy had like helped patch him up when he was like, he got a scrape on his knee, and the guy told him that he was a doctor. And so the boy goes and talks to his maid, and his maid is like, oh, let me tell you his story, but you have to promise not to tell anyone. And we don't get his story. And then for the rest of like the next couple chapters, the boy's like constantly thinking, I don't remember the boy's name, something Heinrich? No, that's not right. I don't remember the boy's name. And the boy is like constantly thinking about like, oh wow, he really has a lot more sympathy for this man now that he knows his story, but we don't get to hear his story. And then the same thing happened later. The man is serving them and he's making mistakes and it's whatever, and he ends up dropping a bottle of wine. And one of the Nazis, not that they're called Nazis, but one of the soldiers that is eating dinner with him that night does something terrible, but we never get to know what it is. From the like boy's perspective, it's like, and then something happened and the boy didn't understand why he and his father and nobody did anything to stop it, but something happened. And that's all we get, and maybe later it'll go back and like tell us, but right now it isn't. And it's just really frustrating that this book could have like an impact, but it's pulling all of its punches because it's for a younger audience. That's what it feels like is happening. And it's just really bothering me. So that's that. I've also gotten a little bit further in Frankenstein. I kind of put it aside. I don't think I'm going to get through it today. So I don't think I'm going to get to that finished in time for the reading rush. But I am liking it. It's just, it's dense and it's classic and it's a little harder to read. Okay. I'll update you tonight with what I've finished, and that's it.
This is the one thing I'll give this book credit for. Real good at depicting privilege. See this little boy?
You haven't tried living in my house, said Bruno. For one thing, it doesn't have 5 floors, only 3. How can anyone live in so small a space as this?
For the record, this is after the boy has told him that he used to live in a 1-bedroom, a single room, with 10 other people.
I finished The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I don't know. I mean, it's like objectively a sad book, but I just didn't get emotionally attached to it. I just didn't like it. That's always disappointing when a book is like well loved and like well liked and famous and a classic, and I read it and I just don't like it. And I'm trying to put myself in like the mindset of like a 10-year-old kid reading it. And I just don't think a 10-year-old would get anything out of it because it's just so coy about saying anything, you know? So I don't know. But I'm going to get back into Frankenstein now. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it done. It's 3 o'clock. So maybe I'll get it done, but we'll see. I like it. It's just slow going, you know? This book censored the word damn. Why? Good morning. I suppose I could put my glasses on. It's fine. It's Monday morning, which means the reading rush is officially over. I didn't actually finish. I got 100 some pages in. How far am I? 120 pages in. I was gonna try to like update you last night and try to cram it in at the last minute last night. And I don't know, it was like 9 o'clock and I was only 120 pages in out of, I had like 200 pages more to go and it just didn't seem likely it was gonna happen. So I didn't quite finish Frankenstein. I did, however, finish Holes, which I don't have with me because I'm camping and I'd finished it before we went camping. I think I ended up giving that a 2 out of 5 stars. It just was really disappointing for me. It was basically the same as the movie, which is, I mean, fine, but not great. And just kind of disappointed me. I don't remember, maybe I gave it 3 stars. I don't remember what I gave it. And The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, finished this as well. This one is going to be a 2-star. I don't know if I said that when I finished it. I didn't think it was done well. I thought it pulled its punches. I thought what it was going for was really interesting, but it relied on, like, I don't know, stupidating its characters. And I don't know, 2 stars on this one, which is upsetting. I want to like classics. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a shower and enjoy my week outside and probably read a bunch more because, like, really liking Frankenstein. Alright.